Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here do a bit of a web recommendation on an artist that I recently did not one but two commissions of, two comic commissions that is. And one of the comic commissions that I did, of course, I just uploaded here onto my YouTube channel not once but twice. The second time was with all the panels edited to the point that you could see what was going on in the comic. The first time was just the comic pages themselves. And the person I'm talking about is known as AZ on, on DeviantArt. Well, it's actually known as Ant-Zurser, on Ant-Zurser on DeviantArt, but I just call him AZ. And the character that was in that comic that I uploaded not once but twice here on my channel is called Morphika. But the human character that portrayed her before she became Morphika is known as Karen Miller. But she also goes by another alias, and that's Scarlet Crimson. And the reason she goes by the other alias, Scarlet Crimson, is it's due to the origin story of how Karen became Morphika. Basically, long story short, Karen was studying this new sentient construct, if you will, the Yelm, which is a substance that I guess exists in everything that's existable. And she ends up getting contaminated, and just when it looks like it kills her, instead it restructures her back into a human form. But basically she's now made a Yelm, and realizing this, she is able to use her new Yelm based powers, that's Y-E-L-M I think, to construct herself a new body, which is the Scarlet Crimson body that she gives herself at the end of her origin story. So she has two human aliases, her original Karen Miller, and the other, I should say, being Scarlet Crimson. Now, what's unique about Morphika is basically her abilities, her powers are very identical to Mr. Internet Man's Demonica character. But the big difference is the powers themselves and how long they last. You see, with Mr. Internet Man's character, Demonica, when Veronica becomes Demonica, when she applies the nightshade lipstick that I talked about when I discussed the character beforehand, she only can last as Demonica for about 12 hours. However, she can make that last a lot longer depending on how much life force she drains out of somebody temporarily for the time being. Now, just in case anybody's wondering, I've talked about this before in a video, the life force doesn't kill the life force draining that Demonica Veronica does, doesn't kill the individual. It just puts them into a state that feels like a major hangover when they wake up the next day from drinking too much the night before. And as long as she has enough life force energy, build up inside of her, besides what she lightly, draws upon when it comes to Veronica, because it's a mutual partnership agreement, whatever. She can last, as Demonica for as long as she wants, and she could, utilize the powers that she has as Demonica, for that time period. Because without, like I said, the extra life force that she would drain, besides depending on Veronica's, it would only last her 12 hours in the form before she reverts back to Veronica. But the difference between the two, like I said, when it comes to the two characters, is AZ made it to where now that Karen has the power of Yelm, coursing through her veins, she's basically, Yelm through and through, that her time limit is unlimited. Like, she could become Morphika just like that, and she wouldn't have to worry about changing back until whenever she wanted to. So she has an unlimited time frame compared to the Demonica Veronica deal. But what's interesting is when AZ and Mr. Internet Man would collab together, AZ actually would capitalize on some of the collaborations and kind of tweak the time limit that Veronica would have as Demonica due to her potential merging of fusing with Morphika, Karen, if you will, because then, in fact, one thing that he did to kind of prove this is he did an artwork to where, usually after, like I said, after 12 hours, Demonica changes back into Veronica. But because of the recent combination that they did, as a mutual being, where they kind of combined the two other alter egos that they created called Lady Hell and Lady Hell and Hellcat into Lady Hellcat. What happened basically was when the 12 hours were up, only a part of the combined form kind of was changing back into human, but it was a combination of both facial features of Karen and Veronica into a new being that was pretty much still the Lady Hellcat, but now in human form, or at least with a human face. And according to what he said as well in the description, is that because of the combination between the two, the merging of the two, that the Yelm helped increase or double the time limit that Veronica would have as Demonica from 12 to 36. So yeah, basically AZ would kind of, I guess, contribute, if not kind of build upon the fact of how powerful Karen Miller, Scarlet Crimson, has become, with as Morphika with the Yelm powers, or to the fact that she can even influence and infect others that have similar abilities, but can only utilize those abilities for a limited time. In other words, they can increase the time limit by double or triple. And again, what's interesting about this is this character of Morphika is a fun character. She really is. And that's one of the things I like about, things like what AZ is doing and what Mr. Internet Man is doing. And then those that like to help him, like Minor Dash Alterations or Jacka LaCour, as well. What I like about it is anytime they allow a character to have these powers, all of a sudden that character becomes more bold, more bold, more energized, more like, willing to do things they wouldn't be able to do before. And I like that. I really like that, situation. I really do. So anyway, though, I just wanted to come on here and recommend AZ Ant-Zurser on DeviantArt and the Morphika character. I'll provide a link in the description. You guys can check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's actually, they actually do fun. They do more than just Morphika. They do other stories, other characters as well. They even draw established comic characters like Spawn and a few others. So check them out. They're really good. But yeah, mostly check out the Morphika character, and I think you'll enjoy what you see. And, check out one of the stories they did, because there's a fusion that they did that really AZ, really builds upon by kind of talking about maybe how both, Veronica and Karen were destined to have these powers because of some spiritual scientific connection. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about it and check it out. Link will be in the description. And I will talk to y'all later. Take care, get vaccinated, and I am out.